Most I want to give all praises honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders in our pastor great millstone who will and teach us sound doctrine and peace and blessings to your elect. No, this is Baruch 2 and let's see. I can start at verse 29. If you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nation. And that's where, that's where we got dispersed or quote unquote or scattered amongst all different nations. And then for example, if you have a Jake male, imagine I breed with a Moabite woman, right? And then I have a son, and then that son breeds with a Moabite woman, and then they have a son, and then that son breeds with a next Moabite woman. Eventually, the son is just gonna come out looking exactly like Moab. He ain't gonna come out looking like Jake anymore. And we call what they call it. We are quote unquote a minority, but here, Jake, but how could really Jake has planted the seeds across in every nation. Jake seeds in every nation on the face of the earth. And you have someone like Esau who serve as a majority, but this man has something they call leprosy, which is a curse. Oh, so okay, let me see. I was scattered, and the reason why we ended up scattered is because we were disobedient. To put it simply, we turn our back on the Lord, you know, start following the law, statutes, and commandments. Just generally, we're just generally wicked. For I knew they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. And Jake is stiff-necked as hell. Like you be having an argument with Jake, you will be having a conversation with Jake, right? And Jake will choose. This is even just Jake at this point. This is, you have a lot of ignorant people in general, to be honest. But Jake is, notorious for this. Like we tell Jake for the truth, for example, you know. And it's almost like it would turn into an argument or wherever we got this from, or I don't think so, or something to that effect. Here it is, you have the promise. You know, all you have to do is turn back and repent, and Lord willing, you could be one of those great in that great number. But here it is, they have things like, oh, I heard all this before. My grandmother and them used to talk about it. Oh, I feel young, so I'm just gonna quote unquote enjoy my life. Oh, and all this extra stuff, right? Because we've all heard it. So you all, your brothers and sisters know what I'm about to say. But, hold on, this is what I can't understand with those people. All right, you feel okay? You're too young. This is the Lord we're talking about. You're saying you're too young. Understandably because what do you call it? You know, you may feel like you're missing out on things, but trust me, you ain't missing out on nothing. And there's nothing wicked about going to a party. As me and a brother were talking about this, we're talking about a situation happened. I'm not really gonna, get into it. But yeah, me and the brother Tazar as well, we were talking about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with going to a party, but you just gotta do that kind of stuff in balance. As long as you're not doing anything to, anything you shouldn't be doing. For example, trying to put the moves on another man's, woman, etc., etc. As long as you're not doing anything wicked, then, the party itself is not wicked. But my suggestion, I speak as a man, would just to do that in moderation. Now, me personally, I'm not really a party man, but to each his own still. So I remember I was having a conversation with a Benjamite. I gave him the floor to just let him speak. Because usually back in the day, you tell Jake, the Bible says, oh, you shouldn't be eating this the pork and shellfish, for example. Jake tell you, I eat what I want to eat. Food is food. That line is notorious. Food is food. Boy, hold on a minute. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you could have the saying all animals is good, but not all animals is made for consumption. Because the Lord said, hey, these are the animals you can't eat, and these are the animals that you cannot eat, as per to Leviticus chapter 11. But Jake, Jake really just wants to do what they want to do, and that's something that you see in over the years. Really the elder apostles would have experienced the stiff neck and the stubbornness of Jake to the highest degree, because they were out there really before even this YouTube or anything like that. So they were really just dealing with Jake and the comic boy. They were dealing with Jake in person as well, because they were out there more just because there was no YouTube. But anyway, so anyway, getting back to the conversation. So this Benjamin brother was, although he had the spirit and he had some points, but this is the one thing I've noticed Jake can't wrap their head around. Africa, where did we come from? Africa. We weren't just in Africa, man. Yeah, you had a large population of Jake, in the land of Ham, especially the West Coast. We really, especially the West Coast, and I believe you had a lot of Jakes also in the sub-Sahara regions as well. Um, but we weren't just in Africa. 'Cause I remember in the Dark Ages, which was call it around 1,000 years, you had Jake all around Europe. So you mean to tell me that Jake still in Europe, and what do you call it? And something else, you had Jake, weren't just in Africa, but that's where they say, oh, where do we come from? We was in Africa, but you know that's I'm like, you have to really get into the history. Yeah, you had a lot of Jakes in Africa, as I just said before, especially after the siege of Jerusalem. But listen, remember you had a lot of Jakes also in that were taken into captivity as well. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I believe taken captivity, those that didn't escape were in captivity by the Romans around around 70 AD. If I'm mistaken, Joe, brother, just correct me in the comment section. But you had different, there are different things going on. And of course, you had the Moors who were Israelites, and you had as I said, not even getting into Jake, not even getting into Northern Kingdom, but you had different Jakes. You had different Jakes really all around. And the thing about it is the information what the information has been coming out that, yeah, you had a lot of what so-called black people who are in Europe. And we know because we've been studying that we were in rulership, so to speak. And so I was like, yeah, the brother had some, because obviously I gave him the floor. So I like to take a back seat, when it comes to this kind of stuff, to hear what Jake has to say before I kind of jump in. And then yeah, I tried to break down I tried to break down the Spartans. Yeah, they were actually Israelites, if you get into the history with the whole Greek Hellenization and etc etc. I was trying to break that down to him. He wasn't really receiving that, to be fair, but he wasn't really receiving that part, to be fair. But hey, you have to take it as, listen, the fact that that person, that random person, that they have, you could touch a random person and they'd be like, yeah, they know we're Israelites. That just showed you that the information is going out there, that this is getting into all the people's ears. So that's a sign that the Lord is really sealing the elect. That's a sign that the Lord is sealing the elect, and the time is almost up, because you're seeing things like over here in the UK, which I'm gonna do another lesson on this. What you're seeing, the whole situation, what you're having, quote unquote, civil war, which is basically, there was a situation happen. Well, really, they're seeing a situation happen with in Liverpool. Um, some basically somebody basically I believe it was a guy went in there and stabbed some children. So now they're basically tagging. No, they're basically tagging. Who they tagging? Well, it's they say they tag. Really, their main tag is Jake, and they've been saying all kind of things like there's no black in the Union Jack, and basically generally just wanting us out their country because we had a situation where they had one of those riots near where I live. So give me an example. It was near, but it wasn't like next door, so to speak. It was about 20 minutes or so. They had it in the town, so they were throwing acid on people. They were burning stuff. I don't like I was telling someone this is straight of a movie, because obviously I work in the town. I work in the town, so obviously you had some people that didn't even come in because of that. But yeah, the fact that you have the average Jake able to say, oh yeah, we know we're Israelites. That just shows you that knowledge is being increased and all that. I believe that's in Daniel's 12th chapter or something like that. So I can bear with me 1 minute. Okay, yeah, Daniel 12 and 4. Daniel 12 and 4. Oh, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So, as I said, we're witnessing the knowledge be increased, because what you have brothers, that are doing what? You have brothers doing videos, teaching. You may have brothers, tell their family members, tell their friends, about this certain information. They may not have received it at one point, but then they're looking around and say, what these people say actually made sense. But as I said to this one female as well, she used to say,